Huge doubleheader Sunday on CBS. That early window headlined by the 6-3 Bucks at the 6-3 Bills. The late window with the Kansas City Chiefs facing the first place Denver Broncos. Kansas City going for their 10th straight AFC West crown. They're going to have to win this game if they have any chance. Chiefs are the favorites, -3.5 in Denver. Kansas City, according to Sportsline, with a 35% chance to win the AFC West if they can pick up a victory. Our NFL Today crew will be live in Denver, noon Eastern time for the pregame show. They'll, of course, have pre, halftime, and post from Denver. Let's bring in Lige Douzable to break this game down, and what a doozy it is, Dooz. It's a great pass rush against Patrick Mahomes. And when we've seen them fail in big moments in the past, it's when a team has a great pass rush. How big of a problem is that going to be for Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City offensive front?
It's massive right now. It looks like they could be getting some reinforcements. It looks like Josh Simmons did practice yesterday. We'll see what the rest of the week provides. Also, Trey Smith, who is their all-pro guard, practice as well. So you need those two guys in the offensive line because you're going up against the best pass rush in football. You talked about it, Has. They lead the NFL with 46 sacks. Matter of fact, Has, they have 4 guys that have 4.5 sacks or more. No other team is close to that. So this team really gets after the quarterback. And you talked about Mahomes, where he struggled in the past. You go back to the Super Bowl, it was because the Eagles' defensive line really got after him. Also, teams that are able to get after the passer with 4 and play 2-man with 2 high safeties and man across the board, that gives him an issue as well. But there's a caveat, Has. Mahomes has been really good outside of the pocket. I believe he leads the NFL in regards to converting first downs, getting outside of the pocket. So if you're the Denver Broncos, yes, you want to rush aggressively, but you got to keep Mahomes in the pocket.
How about on the other side of things? When Denver has the football, they really haven't woken up offensively until the fourth quarter. I mean, their scoring differential is basically 0, quarters 1, 2, 3, and then in the fourth, they're about plus 60. Can they win a game like this if their offense continues to play like it has the first 3 quarters?
I say yes, Has, as long as they get J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey going. And when you look at some of the games the Chiefs have lost, it's been because they haven't been able to slow down the run game. J.K. Dobbins doesn't get enough respect. Already over 700 rush yards this year, and he's averaging over 5 yards a carry. I think that's how they weathered the storm in this game until the fourth quarter, where you talked about it, Has. Bo Nix and his offense have been the best offense in the fourth quarter in the National Football League. I know Sean Payton wishes he could bottle up what they do in the fourth quarter and replicate it in the first 3 quarters. So, to me, that is the caveat to it. Can they get that run game going with that offensive line behind J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey? I believe they do this Sunday.
Yeah, teams in the NFL this season when scoring under 20 points are 10-80. The Broncos, though, the outlier, 3-0 when they score under 20 points this season. So they have been able to win low-scoring games. How do you think they feel in that locker room with a 10-game home winning streak, 7-game winning streak overall, that they're at home with a 2.5-game lead on the Chiefs and they're 3.5-point dogs?
I'm so glad you brought that up because you don't think that's bulletin board material, Has, right? 10-game winning streak at home. They're 2.5 games up on the Chiefs. And yes, we know the pedigree. They've won this, division 9 straight years, but the Broncos are here. And the funny thing is, Has, you brought up, couldn't they win these type of games, low-scoring games? Is this sustainable? Well, Has, we talked about this yesterday. It reminds me of a team that won the Super Bowl with their defense. It was the 2015 Denver Broncos. And when you look at the numbers through the first 10 games, the offense was scoring about the same clip as this offense is scoring right now. So if you're the Denver Broncos, right, you get this game at home. Nationally televised.
What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome back to our channel, your home for all the latest around the Kansas City Chiefs. Today, I want to dive into a big discussion, how the Chiefs could fill a huge need this season, and why this could be the turning point that defines their path forward. We know the Chiefs did not start the way we expected this year. A record of 5-4? That's the worst start since our guy Patrick Mahomes took over. We're 3rd in the AFC West, we've got tough games ahead, and at the same time, we're told we might end up with a higher draft pick than recent seasons. That's a very unusual position for a team that so consistently competes for championships. Why does that matter? Because one of the biggest reasons this start has looked messy is the defense, specifically the secondary and the pass defense. The article from Side points out how the Bills game exposed multiple receivers with big catches, how the linebackers couldn't cover tight ends, and how the defensive backs gave Josh Allen no reason to hesitate throwing the ball. Chiefs Kingdom, this is crucial. You build a Super Bowl caliber team by plugging gaps, by reinforcing weaknesses, not just celebrating strengths. The offense still has Mahomes, still has the weapons, but the defense, especially the back end, is what might determine whether this team gets back to the very top. The article suggests that the Chiefs might look at drafting a cornerback like Avion Terrell out of Clemson to fill that potential void. One that looks big given that Jalen Watson and Joshua Williams are likely to hit free agency. But let's go deeper. Looking beyond that article, we also know the Chiefs recently signed cornerback Christian Fulton to a 2-year contract with a large guarantee, signaling how serious they are about improving the secondary. Meanwhile, safety Brian Cook is emerging as a defensive anchor for KC, showing up in big moments, and could build into a long-term piece in that. So, what does this all mean for the immediate season and the big picture for Kansas City? Let's map it out, because the narrative is real. First, the Chiefs must stay in the race now. Every game matters. Losing momentum at 5-4 is dangerous in the NFL. Momentum shifts, wildcard positioning becomes precarious, and you risk the playoffs becoming a fight instead of an opportunity. Second, the defense must show up in every phase. Run defense, third down stops, and especially stopping the big play through the air. We know the offense can fly, but you can't rely on offense when the opponent throws deep or goes over your head. Third, this draft strategy isn't just about future seasons, it's about now. When teams talk about plugging a need, they're talking about sustaining championship windows. The Chiefs' window is still open, but not indefinitely. Fourth, the culture and identity of the Chiefs matter. The front office and the coaching staff, yes, Andy Reid and his team, have always made margin moves. The kind of off-season, mid-season, or draft decision that doesn't make major headlines, but makes big differences. Signing Fulton, leaning on Cook, exploring top cornerback talent, that is exactly the blueprint of staying elite. And finally, the fans. You and I. We want wins. We want playoff runs. We want Super Bowls. But we also want to see coherence. We want to see adjustments. We want to see a team that doesn't just hope to win, a team that builds to win. And that's why this moment matters. So, here's the conclusion. Yes, the Chiefs can fill this huge need. Yes, the blueprint is there. Yes, the pieces are being moved. And yes, we in Chiefs Kingdom should be optimistic. Because we're more than just a team with an explosive offense. We are a franchise that knows how to win, how to adjust, how to build. If this defense, with improved secondary and smarter draft and contract moves, steps up in the second half of the season, we could be looking at a very different narrative than the one that started at 5-4. We still have one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the best coaches. We still have the winning culture. So let's believe that this is the moment the Chiefs say, we're back, we're better, we're built for a run. Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear from you now. What do you think about this plan to fix the secondary? Do you believe the Chiefs will make the internal moves and draft picks to lock this up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if you're fired up for this season, and make sure you subscribe because we're going to cover every move, every game, every story. This is Chiefs Kingdom Report, and we're riding with the red and gold all the way.